coveralls and jackets for when we're Clayton DPW.
DPW.
Big snowflake on it. Yeah. I figured you'd like that, a snowflake.
Yeah, that'd work.
Better have it ready. They're talking snow next week.
Ground temperature's too warm.
Yeah, man. I noticed at the hospital when I went into the parking lot Sunday for my shift, and they had all the markers on the corners of the curbs and stuff, and I'm like, I looked at my phone thinking, is it? But it's gonna be 50s all week long. So.
Landscapers that do that, the people that's their. I used to do that with a company, and that was November, December before the first one. We'd go around and mark all the curbing and everything, so we didn't smash it. So, because that gets real expensive real quick.
Well, I bet. Pete and I are professionals, though. We're not smashing anything.
Well, heck, yet.
I took the one-way sign off one year, so
You what?
at the post
Talk
office.
to Tony.
Which one?
Moran.
Oh.
What other Tony was you thinking
Well, I mean, seems like every other person around here is Tony.
of? Tony.
But
He's a little bit concerned about the easements, 50 foot.
for the trail,
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if there'd be any variations there, or I guess there's a 50-foot easement about where his parking lot is in front of his office.
on the west side there of his business.
Well, he's concerned about,
The south side.
well, right there where his parking lot is, where he pulls up in front of his building.
Oh, really?
So I don't know, I guess we have to check on all that. But he said he's already got the paperwork and everything, he just hadn't had time to sign anything yet. But he said, this is what my problem is.
But a 50-foot easement,
Yeah,
why would
he's-
they need a 50-foot?
That's what he was saying. He goes,
50
"Why-"
foot. It's probably 50-foot construction, 25-foot actual.
Well, then that needs to be explained to him.
I just
Because,
wonder. That's.
I
I
mean,
mean,
we
that's.
don't even have a 50-foot easement on most of our sewer pipes.
No, under
25.
25 with a 50-foot. When you go into them, they allow you an extra. Yeah, but I bet you that's what it is, and maybe he just hasn't read it all. But Tony's usually pretty sharp on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I figured anybody know he would.
And maybe somebody, maybe whoever wrote it, didn't get and they missed a line in it or something. But normally it's 50-foot working construction and 25-foot actual.
But I know, like some of our sewer easements, the easement depends on the depth of the pipe.
Sure.
So if the pipe's real shallow,
It don't
the-
matter.
The easement's like 10 feet. So,
But if it's 15 foot down, you need
Yeah.
50 foot to working easement or 25 foot to get a box in. Yeah. Yeah.
right. Oh man, when they were working on that culvert over there, I stopped over there to see what they were up to. And is this recording us?
It is now. You can turn it off. We went
No,
live.
that's right.
It's 6 o'clock.
It is 6 o'clock.
Well, it looks like we got enough for planning commission meeting, but not for BZA, but I don't think we have any BZA business tonight, so
Okay.
I don't know of any anyway. Well, we'll call the meeting to order. Do the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Did everybody get their minutes that Doug sent out? And do we have any questions or comments on the minutes?
Not currently. I got them. Didn't get the chance to read them.
The dog complains.
He never stops.
Everything looked good? All right, I'm gonna ask that we approve the minutes as they're written.
I make a first motion that we accept the minutes for the November meeting as written.
I'll make the second.
All in favor? All opposed? All right, minutes carried. As you're all aware, we go ahead and, we received our grant monies for our, comprehensive plan. And so we'll be moving forward to that after the first of the year, I'm sure. I normally would elect officers tonight, but we don't have enough people here to hardly hold the meeting, let alone elect any officers for next year. So we'll do that in January. And let's see, what else have we got? Really, that's about it. Unless you've got anything.
In our application packet for if people want to apply for variances, special exceptions, all those things, there's actually dates spelled out. All depends on, do we want to continue having meetings on the first Tuesday? I mean, it works for me, but I just want to make sure that, is everybody good with the first Tuesday of every month, 6 o'clock?
It's better than the first Monday, that's for me, because Mondays are terrible. Yeah.
All right, so next year, we will continue with first Tuesday of every
First
month,
Tuesday of every month.
6 o'clock.
Do you have anything else that we really need to? I'm going to say, we had I think we had a pretty good year. We've had some things happen. We got things moving. I'm glad to see us get going forward on a comprehensive plan. I think that'll be a good deal for 23. And we'll look forward to bringing 23 up to date and hopefully get some things, get some direction for ourselves as a group. I think will be great. Have we had any progress on finding a manager or even trying, or have we?
Well, I think we have a plan to discuss that on Thursday night
Okay.
at our town council meeting.
Okay.
So Pete has expressed an interest in getting promoted up from assistant town manager to
Oh, okay.
the guy. And so,
Okay.
which after some of the emails and phone calls I got today that we need to talk about, I may not want to, but anyway,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Pete,
Yeah,
you're gonna
so
need more
that-
hats. That's all I can say. So that means we're back looking for a maintenance man again, or try. We probably never quit, but a town maintenance man.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
That'll be Pete's first item on his to-do list starting January.
Yeah,
He's
All
gotta
right.
find somebody.
I got a feeling you guys are gonna be doing the snow removal.
I'm okay. I had a lot of fun doing that last year. That was my first attempt doing it. So that was,
It's a job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've been there, done it. So. Okay. Well, I really don't. Unless anybody else has got anything they want to bring up, or questions, or concerns.
I know we've talked a few different times this year about the annexation of that property down south on 39. What is that something that we're actively wanting to pursue, or are we wanting to wait till the planning, or the new comprehensive plan comes out?
My opinion is I don't think there's any reason to wait if we can get the parties involved motivated again.
Uh-huh.
I actually had that conversation with one of the landowners today. I don't know if there's much motivation for that just yet.
Okay.
Just so many things going on, I don't know.
Would it be something if we presented it to them, like they kind of were talking, one of the landowners kind of talking about, just had it in writing that XYZ,
I
like they
think
were
that's
wanting?
possible. I just know there's a lot of things going on in that farm structurally right now. And until those settle out, I don't know that they're interested in doing a whole lot. So I would say maybe March or April might be the time to try to approach that again. They're having I don't know, I guess you'd call it a management change. It's just one of the older family members is getting out and the younger one's coming in. And so there's a lot of things they're doing internally. So we'll just have to see how that pans out. I was actually, like I said, I was down there today on some other business and kind of got into that conversation. I was actually asked about it, so that was an interesting. So I think there's still some interest. I was teasing him. I said, "Well, we can sign the papers today if you really want to." And he wasn't quite there, but I think there's definitely some interest still.
Is that something the town council would be willing, like if you were next spring to mention that again, would the town council be on board? Because that would cost
Some
a chunk
money.
of money.
Yeah.
Or is it just something you just kind of want to table until whenever the situation arises again?
I don't know. That's probably have to approach that as we get there closer to see what we can do.
yeah, I'd hate to talk for all council members. I know mean, annexation benefits, the town. It does cost money, so I think if we're gonna move forward with annexation issues, we need to, you know, me personally, I don't wanna see
Another event like the last one.
right, where we annex one property. After spending all that time and energy and money, we should annex more than just one property, so.
Unless it's one huge.
Unless it's one huge piece, none of that will be one huge piece. It'll be a stair-step thing because of the contingencies of the property.
The problem would be annexing just a farm. That doesn't benefit the town at all
No.
because we don't see any
No.
change. We see an increase in services we provide, but we don't see any benefit taxation-wise.
Right,
Not until it would be developed.
not totally.
It would be more of a long-term,
Right.
Investment, yeah.
if something
Yeah.
were to develop down there.
And
on
there's,
40.
you know, from a budget standpoint, there are benefits to doing a bigger annexation than a smaller one. You can, you know, make appeals to the DLGF and the State Board of Accounts that look at all the growth we've had. We need to save some of our tax rate, keep it where it is now instead of letting it decay. I don't know how much you guys know about how property taxes change and assessed value, but we're allowed to grow by a certain percentage in the revenue that we get, and if assessed value jumps, you know, by this much, then our taxes have to drop to not
To offset that.
go above that allowed levy increase, so. And we've had, for the last 10 years, if you go on the DLGF website, and look at the town of Clayton, and our tax rate has just kinda dropped significantly.
The rate has
in the
dropped, but
last
the
10
dollar figure's still
Right, the
fairly
dollar
flat,
figure is not, that has gone up some,
but not, yeah.
but because our assessed value is increased.
But it's not proportional by any
Because our,
means, yeah.
right, I mean, our assessed value continues to grow very nicely here in Clayton. I mean, just me personally as a homeowner, I bought that house for $110,000 and it just recently got appraised for $255,000, so
Right.
that is consistent across the board in town, so everybody's property values have gone up, which is good. Just our income for the town can't jump that significant along with that, so our tax rate has to drop in order to keep it at that levy.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't think people realize, that rate, that dollar figure can't change. The rate has to adjust, it's 5 or 7, 12, I don't remember what it was. It
But
used to be.
this year, or for the 2023 year, the DLGF allowed us a 5%
5,
levy.
okay,
So a 5% increase in our income, our budget, so, which was nice compared to the previous year. It was only 4.1% or somewhere in there, so 5% was a nice increase for our budget rise. But, I mean, as we grow, we also have more needs, so you have to figure out ways to pay for that. I mean, I'd love for, you know, us to be able to renovate the fire station and renovate the police station, or you know.
right. Okay. But that's, yeah, I mean, I guess we have to assess that as they come in, if we can get some interest. I'd love to see us be able to pull off development on we've got some currently developed property basically behind your place, or annexed property. I would love to see development there, because that landowner's wanting it. Development there first before to give us some influx for sewer hookup monies and those kinds of things that helps us infrastructure-wise, and gives us some way to get that infrastructure into that money's into the infrastructure. That's the biggest killer with annexation's infrastructure, you know, and you make the builder do that, but there's still costs for us. It doesn't matter how much, they pay for the pipe and they put it in the ground, but then we have to service it. We have, maintenance costs and those kinds of things. So that's a big deal. Okay.
Have we put any more thought into, we talked about those little buildings, pre-made buildings and stuff for over here. Is that something we're gonna work on next year?
I mean, I would,
Or push
I would
forward
love to
with?
see, us come up with some cool design for the whole thing, not just the
Right.
building, but the parking lot and whatever green space we want with it, the bathroom. If it's gonna eventually be part of that Vandalia Trail, I want it to have that
Yeah,
feel of welcome to Clayton, you're on the Vandalia Trail, and, or whatever. I mean, we could make it just a big rectangle with painted lines if we want, but
Yeah, but that's
to me,
No, I
I
understand.
think
You
we
want
have an
benches and bike racks and.
I think it'd be nice to make it appealing. That's going to be a lot of things that if people come into town, they park here, whatever. That's what they're going to see.
yeah.
It's a first impression type thing.
We'll take that on as a group, right? Next year,
Yeah.
like work on that next year as the design and stuff to present to the council, correct?
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
okay.
That's definitely a planning project.
Okay. Well, if anybody doesn't have anything else, we'll adjourn the meeting. At 6:13. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
And we will see you January. It's either the 1st is a Sunday, so that would be the 3rd if I remember right. January 3rd will be the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to end ours?
Oh, that's something I'm doing?
No, that's my phone.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going. That sounds like it's on the wall over there. I'm looking for a clock. I'm looking.
That's right.
All right.